Welcome in, everyone, to another episode. So, Sarah and I are continuing the conversation around health challenges, specifically exhaustion. So, ladies, this episode is for you.
You're listening to the Essential Oil Scoop podcast. We're here to help you confidently using essential oils in your daily life. No fluff, just real talk and practical tips. Each episode brings you education, inspiration, and of course, our scoop of the day. Let's elevate your wellness one drop at a time.
You can probably tell in my voice, I am exhausted. Currently, right now, I'm just getting over being sick. So, I apologize ahead of time if I sound a little funky. That's just what it is. But yes, Sarah and I are continuing this conversation, and we all have health challenges, right? And one of those health challenges is exhaustion. So, Sarah, I'm actually really excited to highlight this today.
Well, I think we can all and Vicky and I were literally because we always chat before we hit record. Sometimes we chat long. Most of the time it's very long, but it's either long or very long before we actually hit the record button. One of the things I was thinking about as we were discussing exhaustion, and one of the things I was actually telling her, I was like, I was so stressed for the last like 2 months, maybe 2.5-ish months with, some health crisis with my husband, with my one of my daughters graduating from college, and we were traveling. And then, a week after traveling, we were packing up our house and moving. Like, things were just kind of rolling constantly. And like I found myself into like this kind of like survival mode stuck of my body of just, and there was pure exhaustion of like my brain was exhausted, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it
And
does.
my body was exhausted, and I just shut down. Like
Hmm.
I was functioning, but on that like barely functioning level. And I think I'm finally coming out of it. Like Vicky and I were just talking about this, like I'm starting to finally come out of it. But I was so drained
Hmm.
emotionally, physically, just all the things that I was like not functioning on my best.
And, the awareness is a big piece of it too. And again, this podcast exists because one, we love essential oils, we love the mindset work around it, but we love the fact that we have these tools. And if it weren't for platforms like this, if it wasn't for doTERRA and providing these products for us, I think life would be harder to live. It just, at least for me, like life would be a little more difficult than it needs to be without these tools. And so, exhaustion in this conversation today, I love how the emotions book, y'all get yourself the book. It's in the comments below. We love you. Like, go do this for yourself. We can't we can't emphasize it enough. But exhaustion often reflects more than physical fatigue. It signals emotional depletion, nervous system strain, and the cumulative effect of pushing beyond one's limits. Raise your hand if you've ever pushed yourself beyond your limits. Yeah. You're not alone here. These patterns may stem from a deep-seated belief that that worth must be earned through productivity, caretaking, or over-responsibility or self-sacrifice. When rest feels unsafe or guilt-inducing and the pace becomes overcommitted or unsustainable, the body may begin to shut down simply because it needs deep restoration. Exhaustion is often not a failure of energy, but a call to restore what has been chronically ignored. And I'm really happy they use the word chronically here.
Well, and like, can we talk about some of those lines for a second
Hmm.
of guilt induced and feeling like you have to be productive all the time and feeling like I seriously struggle with this. I seriously struggle with just sitting on the couch and looking productive. Like I have to like look like I'm productive. I I can't like, and it's weird. I'm a grown adult, okay? And here I am, like, oh, can't be on my phone. Can't be like when somebody walks in the room. What? Because I have like this guilt of like, I have to be up, moving, and productive.
Hmm. Or doing something for others. Like if I'm not doing something for somebody else, or yeah, girl, I hear you. I absolutely hear you. And it's exhausting to feel this way.
Hmm.
Yeah. And so when we were talking before we pressed record, there was a lot of angles that we could take with this. Sarah, is there anything you want to highlight before we actually pivot into the two oils that we feel would pair perfectly to help someone and support someone in this?
Well, I think we're going to highlight some the underlying emotions for a second because there's a lot here.
Hmm.
There is the depleted, the overworked, the burdened, the numb. Have you felt numb? Have you ever felt numb? Like you just are like whatever, like almost to that point of apathetic.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, disconnected, anxious, responsible. And that's what we're talking about, that over responsibility of like, I have to be doing something else, right? Like it's not okay for me to relax. And I know what this stems from. Actually, my dad has this phrase. I have no idea where this phrase came from, but it was like a phrase my grandmother used to use too. And I don't know what it means. I really truly don't. So if you actually find out what this actually means, if this is something from like the 1920s or the early 1900s and you find out what this phrase means, let me know. But my grandmother would walk into a room and say, you can't like you don't be sitting around, right? Basically, she'd be like, you have to get old Lawrence off your back. I don't know who old Lawrence is, but apparently he was must have been the most like lazy person in the world because old Lawrence would be sitting on your back if you were sitting down. And my dad, to this day, if you're not doing something, my dad would be like, got to get old Lawrence off your back and get to doing it. Like that was like a phrase. I have no idea where it comes from. I
That's
have no
hilarious.
idea.
I've never heard that in my life.
No, nobody has. I don't know where it came from. I don't know if it was just like a phrase my family used. They knew somebody named Lawrence who was just lazy. I have no idea. But that is the phrase that has stuck in my mind and almost like it's almost like no, I don't want to say it's a trigger for sure. Because if I'm sitting down, I'm like, oh, I got to get up because you can't have old Lawrence sitting on your back. I don't know what it
Oh
means,
my
but there we go.
gosh.
And I mean, we have these phrases, other people have phrases like don't be resting on your laurels and all these other things, right? But like that was the phrase. And so I know that like one of the things it talks about is the potential root, emotional root, and it says lack of permission to replenish or to receive, but like it's almost like a lack of permission to like relax, to allow yourself to relax, to allow yourself to like, you can sit, you can play on your phone, you can read a book, you can do something that's not productive in the sense of getting something done. And I'm like, I'm so guilty of this. I'm so, so guilty of this.
What about for one of the potential emotional roots, prolonged emotional caregiving or over functioning?
Yeah, over functioning.
Ab
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, especially when people have possibly grown up in a narcissistic household. If they've had to uh, play the role of caregiver for a sibling, or in transitioning into adulthood and having to be caregiver for your your parents, your aging parents. It's a lot. Can be exhausting.
Yeah. Hmm. I
Uh,
definitely I see it. See it right
mm-hmm.
now with one sister, one of my sisters, she takes care of our special needs sister and she takes care of our dad. And like she's on a cruise right now. And I was like, go for it, my sister. I hope you have the best. Like I really truly like in the depths of my soul, I want my sister to have the best time ever because I know how hard she works. And I know like it's not, it's definitely not easy taking care of my special needs sister. I mean, it like Vicky has heard me have a conversation with her. It's literally like talking to a 5 or 6 year old child. Like it's really hard. And my sister is complete caretaker for her, complete caretaker for my father. And,
Mm.
she helps her own kids and they have kids, like
Yeah, she
so
wears
she's
a
in
lot of
this.
hats. She cares. for a
deeply.
lot of
And I
individuals.
see her exhaustion and her tired, like she's tired, and she's amazing. Like my sister's
Hmm.
like the most amazing person. And I always tell her she has way more patience than I do because I can't do all the things that she does. But yeah, it can be so draining. Taking care of other people's
Hmm.
needs can be so
Yeah.
incredibly draining and
And
make us
Sarah,
feel
you mentioned it. I mean, potential emotional root, guilt or discomfort with slowing down. That's what you were feeling, like the guilt from slowing down. This is a real thing, you guys. We're not making this stuff up. These are real emotions. These are real feelings. These are real things that people go through, on a consistent basis. I would say almost daily for some. And so that's why we're landing here today. That's why we're extending the conversation of health challenges and sitting here in exhaustion, in this topic of exhaustion. We've picked a couple oils. Sarah's going to give you the quick rundown of all of the oils that would be in this category to help you. And again, just because we're mentioning one or two doesn't mean you have to land there.
hmm
Pick one of those oils within this category that can serve you best. We don't know what's best for you because we are not you.
yeah,
Okay?
yeah,
I
yeah,
might love an essential oil that is in this category way more than you do, and that's okay. Pick yours.
yeah. For
If
me,
you're not
actually, when we were
feeling
talking about this,
good,
there's so many in this that I'm
yeah,
like, oh, I love that one, love
I,
that one, love this one. I'm like, oh, hey, maybe
correct.
it's maybe I'm the problem.
Never, never the problem. So
Yes.
Sarah, can you give us the rundown of all those oils in this category and before we go into the ones we want to highlight, please?
Yeah, and basil. Okay, basil's the first one that it mentions, but basil is amazing when you're feeling depleted. Put those right on your adrenal glands. Oh, basil's so good. Then you got citrus bliss. We all know how much I love citrus bliss. Past tense, serenity, breathe, motivate, blue tansy. Come on, guys, you know how much I
Yeah,
love my
blue
blue
tansies
tansy.
there.
Blue tansy, black spruce. Then you've got bergamot mint, super mint, tulsi, Shinrin-Yoku. I mean, we've done podcast episodes on so many different ones of these. I would
Hmm.
say go and do a search, and you could find some of our episodes on this. In particular, Tulsi and Citrus Bliss, I would say would be some really good ones. And basil, these would be
Hmm.
some really great ones for you to just go and check out. But if you have them available, if you have all of these available, smell them because you know what? Your subconscious is going to let you know so much faster. And if it's like you smell it and you're like, absolutely not, that's not the one you're ready to work on. So pick another one because there's multiples in this category of the different oils that can go under exhausted and depleted and feeling these things.
Hmm. Well, I was just telling Sarah before we press record that lately passion essential oil, which we're not highlighting today, but it has hit different. I'm telling you, passion has been around for I don't know how many years now, but it's not my go-to. For some reason, it is smells just as divine as beautiful to me, and I can't get enough of it right now. It is amazing. So again, let your nose knows, okay? When
hmm
you're in doubt and not really sure what to grab, start opening up those bottles and huff them, and you'll know. You'll know after the lineup which one you want.
Yeah, I just did this past weekend with some friends. We had a cute young married couple come and hang out with us for the weekend, and that's one of the things we did. They call it oil readings. I don't know because it's not like tarot cards or anything. But whatever, we go with it. And they smell their oils, and then I'm like, oh, so you're dealing with this and this, huh? Because you're their favorite five oils that they tell me that they love. But what's interesting is, one of them has smelled oils plenty of times, and she was like, I used to really love this one, but now I'm really liking this one. I'm like, yeah, because that's what you're ready to deal with right now. And you were dealing with something else prior to, and now you're dealing with something different. Like it's called like you guys hear me. I'm like, oh, I love that oil because that oil supported me during a time that I needed it to support me. So I have a deep
Mhm.
affination. affinity for it or whatever you want to call it. Like I have this
Mhm.
like deep love for these oils. It's not because I can't decide. It's that in that moment, I love the oil. It supported me through something. And now it might not be my absolute favorite go-to right this second, but I have a healthy, good memory of it helping it to support me. So I'm like, oh yeah, I love blue tansy, right?
Yeah.
It might not be the one I'm using right this second to get me through something, but I love blue tansy. I love
Yeah.
citrus bliss. I love these oils because I know what they can do for me and what they've done for me in my life. And I know that you will find the one that will do for you what these have done for me.
Exactly. Exactly. So today, and Sarah read them off already, you have you have more than a couple oils to lean into for this category of exhaustion. And today we wanted to spend a little bit of time, just a little bit, on Shinrin-Yoku. And Sarah, what was the other oil we wanted to highlight? I can't remember.
Bergamot mint. Now, bergamot
Oh,
mint is not like, it's not one that you can get all the time,
mhm.
but it is in super mint. Okay.
Yes.
So you
Yes.
can get some of the effects of it through Supermint. So I just wanted to like we've not ever talked about bergamot mint. At least it's never had its own podcast before where we've like highlighted that specific oil.
Episode. Hmm.
Yeah. So let's I want to do that one because it we don't talk about it very much. So if
Hmm.
you've got this, if this was in your stash, I want to say this was a convention oil a few years ago.
Okay. It's
And
been a
that's
minute. It's been a while. So,
I want to
yeah.
say I'm actually gonna throw out a year because I'm thinking it was 2019 when it came out
Oh
for
my
convention.
gosh, really?
I think it's been that long. Yeah.
Wow. That's
Uh-huh.
wild. And we're in
Yeah.
2026. We're
It,
coming up. We're closer to convention 26 than we are away from it.
yeah. So it's probably been 7 years, I would say. And then I
Wow.
think it was like an LTO, like time offer. But I think the first time I ever remember smelling it was that convention. And I remember my one of my best friends was going through like a bergamot phase and she loved bergamot. So she was super excited to get her hands on this because she thought it was like a bergamot and mint combined,
Oh
but
yeah,
it's
definitely
not.
not. It is
So
not.
if that's what you're thinking in your mind, that bergamot mint is like bergamot oil mixed with a mint oil, no. You're in this is a totally different mint category. This is a mint. It is definitely a mint category. It's in the mint family, but it is not anywhere near the bergamot or citrus family. So I just want to make that really clear before we jump into it because I don't want you to be looking for it and then you get your hands on a bottle and be so disappointed with it
Because you would
not
be
being that
disappointed
citrus.
because it is not a citrus.
It's
But
it's
I
mint.
was one of those assuming the term bergamot mint before I smelt it. I was thinking orchard with a scotch of mint. Like,
Yeah.
like a orange orchard
Mm-hmm.
with a little hint of mint. No.
Not the case. It is heavily mint because that's all it is a mint. And it's
Uh-huh.
so now that we kind of got that out of the way, there's it's the revived heart. It's the oil of the revived heart. Okay. It opens up the soul to gentle inspiration followed by calm. It is lovely for peaceful meditation or tranquil contemplation. This oil aids in simplifying problems that have outgrown or have grown out of proportion. Have you ever had that where your problems just feel like it's a big fat snowball charging at you down a mountain and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and you don't know what you're going to do?
Yes, sure do.
And consuming too much emotional energy. How many times do we consume too much emotional energy?
I'm getting
Yeah,
better at that, but that was, yes, hard,
hard, right?
hard.
Hard. It is also helpful when individuals' mind and heart are in need of deep restorative rest. Have you had been in need of deep restorative rest? When was the last time you had a good, deep restorative sleep? Took a
Months ago.
like
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a minute. I can't lie. It's been a minute.
And
Hmm.
then we wonder why we're exhausted
Yeah, yeah.
because we can't even remember the last time we had restorative sleep. I have to say, since I've moved, I've had so much better sleep, but that's another story for another time. It encourages individuals to consciously consider if they are welcome in their own heart. Think about that. Are you welcome in your own heart?
Hmm.
And it invites them to come home to themselves and be inspired from within. This aroma reopens obscured and forgotten passageways, creating a welcoming refuge deep within their being. This oil facilitates a complete self acceptance so that the heart may unfold radiant, open, and alive.
Wow.
So if you're feeling weighed down by disappointment or just overly, I don't know, rejection, any of these things that have really weighed on your heart, this is such a good oil to like boost you back up, to really revive what's been kind of beaten down, I want to say, to give you that gentle, tranquil lift that you need. So, anyway, I like this oil for this topic so much. I mean, I love the smell of this oil. It smells so good. But again, if you're like, I can't get my hands on bergamot mint, get your hands on super mint. You can do that. And
Hmm.
this is one of the four mints that is in our super mint. So in our super mint, we have bergamot mint, Japanese mint, peppermint, and spearmint. So we have those four oils that are in there. So this is one of the four. This is the core four that's in there.
Hmm.
So try
Yeah.
it.
Get super mint if you don't have bergamot mint. Absolutely. Now, Sarah, how would you recommend our listeners, our viewers, to utilize this oil? What would you recommend?
You know me. I'm always in the diffusing
I
world,
do.
right? Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
you want to diffuse this, baby. Actually, you know what I would love diffusing this with? Rose.
Oh, wow. I never thought of diffusing. I need to get my rose, by the way. Thank you for mentioning that. Anyways,
Yeah. Rose in this, like, I've got rose sitting right here. Like, I'm just saying rose and bergamot mint. Yes.
oh
Yes.
my gosh. So a drop of rose to like three bergamot or something?
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
don't need to
Or
heavily drop rose. Like, I mean, you do you, but one drop of rose is fragrant enough.
it was so fragrant. Yeah. It's very much so. So yeah, I would bergamot mint, rose. You could throw some ylang ylang in there if you want to like
Oh, that would be so good.
if you want to kind of like kind of tame, I don't know, tamp down because it's I mean, we're talking some really good uplifting oils right here. So
Hmm.
if you wanted to like kind of maybe, I don't know, soften soften the effects a little bit, I would probably put in some ylang ylang with that and kind of soften it. And then maybe even some um like a citrus if you want to like soften it even more. But I would definitely, these are like heavy heart type oils. Like these are gonna hit your heart heavy of like uplifting and some of the things that are weighing really
It's
heavily
not
on
the energizing aspect. It is enhancing your frequency when you elevate your frequency. So rose is a very high vibrational essential oil and one of the highest vibrational essential oils
you.
that we have access to. And so that's what Sarah's talking about. She's not talking about like drinking a Red Bull energy type of
Mhm.
deal. No, 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 no. It is that love and light that we believe our Heavenly Father puts in us that it just accentuated. Like you're able to tap into source. You're able to tap into that love and light so much faster and easier without the exhaustion of trying to get there.
It's really again, it's the oil of revived heart. So it's really
Hmm.
just opening up that heart space again,
Yeah.
getting rid of some of the guilt, getting rid of some of the things that are kind of holding you into this pattern of stuck and depleted and just your body just feels like out of sorts. this is a really good oil. So that's what I would probably diffuse with. If I was just going to use it plain, like on and use it as topically, I would probably dilute, put a little bit on my chest or like right over my heart. Um, one of the things I talked about in the book is to put it on your arms. So if you're going to put it on your arms, this is what I'm going to suggest. I'm going to suggest that you start with your hands and you work your way down your arms or you up or whatever, however you want to say that. But like you're gonna come down and you're gonna like really like put it all over your arms, almost like you're giving yourself a big hug. Like you're just gonna like wrap that stuff around you and really just, and I would give yourself a little hug as you're putting it on and just breathe in that oil. So that's
Mm,
how I would suggest. Also, if you come up from your ring fingers and you're coming up, that's how I would like come up from my ring fingers. You could come to the bottom parts of your arm and then come up for your ring finger because your ring finger actually does connect to your heart. So
yeah.
there you go.
Thank you. I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that. So I just want to spend 1 or 2 minutes at most so we can let you go on about your day and highlight Shinrin-Yoku. That is the second oil that I would love to highlight with you is the forest bathing blend. It's the essential oil of immersion. It encourages to bravely look inside and resist the urge to turn away from what is manifesting in our own lives, to simply surrender to what is. And for some, including myself, sometimes that's really hard for me to do, to just surrender to what is and knowing that God has it. He already knows the how because he does. He totally knows the how. I get in my own damn way. And so, and so with anchoring into Shinrin Yoku for this is removing the hurried nature of life. It helps me to reconnect when I feel disconnected from nature, from from the relaxed state that we should be in. It allows me to feel less exhausted and conflicted. Conflicted is really hard. It's hard for me. I tend to be like, well, I don't know, like I love both. Well, Vicky, in order to move forward in some aspects of my life, I can't choose both. Okay. If you are feeling preoccupied by systems that you've set up in your life and they're not working like you want them to, well, the exhaustion comes. You might be there right now. Shinrin Yoku can come in and help reclaim the peacefulness that once was. It can help harmonize and renew your inner knowing because your body, mind, and spirit work as one. They want to work as one. And I think what Sarah mentioned with Bergamo Mint, I think if you anchor into Bergamo Mint and then you utilize the gifts of Shinrin Yoku, there's so much goodness there. And it's almost like you can feel the the wave of exhaustion pass. You're not in this cycle of that riff back and forth. I love that this blend, Shinrin Yoku, the forest bathing blend, again, it's the essential of immersion, teaches us the symbolism of a healthy relationship with earth and with spirit. I love it. If you want to feel more grounded in yourself, less exhausted, I highly recommend it. So, how would I use it? That is a great question. I'm so happy you asked. I would diffuse the heck out of it. It's also really good to deter the negative benefit, the negativeness, is that a word? I don't know. It is now, of EMFs. So,
Hmm.
I have it in my office all the time. Sometimes I open the bottle and I sprinkle a couple on me, like no joke. I just sprinkle it on my clothes. Diffusing this. Sarah and I are advocates of Shinrin Yoku and Serenity Essential Oil.
Oh,
The
yes.
two,
Diffuse them
it
together.
just works, guys. Test it out. Product test. Figure it out for yourself and how awesome it is. But when it comes to this conversation we just had, I highly recommend diffusing it, putting it on your pulse points, putting it, behind your ear. But more than anything, huff the heck out of it. Allow your olfactory system, allow your nervous system the blessing of incorporating the aromatic compounds in Shinrin-Yoku into your system. That way, it is great. Sarah, is there anything you want to share with Shinrin-Yoku?
I love using it at night. It is my favorite. I mean, I use Serenity and Shinrin pretty much almost every night, like clockwork. As a matter of fact, I
Yeah.
was joking with Vicky because when you move, you find all kinds of things, right? And I said to her, I found a bottle of, so if you know, you know, but like a year or so ago, doTERRA started switching their caps to being more into a more tamper-proof cap. And so they changed up their caps a little bit. I found an original cap one. What in my move? And I thought, how in the world did this get past me? Because like I have been buying Shinrin-Yoku almost every single month for 2 years now, I think. Like I've
Hmm.
been buying it forever. Like I go through this like water. Like I go through Shinrin so fast. Like maybe it's not every month, maybe it's every other month, but like I feel like it's on my order almost every month, right?
Yeah. You're at
And I was
least
like,
6 bottles a month. I mean, a year.
oh,
Yeah.
heavens, yes, probably
Yeah.
closer to 8 or 10. But yeah, uh-huh. So I was like, how in the world did this normal cat bottle get past me? Um, because that's how often I use it, right? Like I use it all the time. The only thing I can think of is that this might have been the one I found like behind my like head behind my bed, my headboard.
Oh,
I
maybe.
found like 2 bottles of oil behind my headboard when I like when we moved it because it's a very heavy headboard. It's not something I move very often. And so I think this is one of the 2 bottles of something. It was a bottle of something else. I think that's where it got hit. Those were, I remember picking up 2 bottles and going, oh, huh, and putting them into the box. And when I pulled them out of the box, I was like, how did that happen? I was like, seriously, a little shocked because I use it so much. So Shinrin Yoku is a fantastic oil, especially when you need that deep restorative sleep and that rest that we've been
Mhm.
talking about with this exhaustion. It is such a great oil to give you that deep restorative feeling. I mean, even if you're not using it to sleep, maybe you're like, it doesn't really help me to sleep. Fine, whatever. But I will tell you this, if you are worried about your cortisol levels, we know that a lot of times, especially for women, cortisol, it gets higher for women going through perimenopause. Cortisol levels actually go higher when you're sleeping. And this is where we get our belly fat and we have all these issues, right? Shinrin Yoku actually helps to lower that while you're sleeping. So if this is something that you're like, I'm a little concerned about, use this. It's not just to
Yeah.
help you to have a good nighty night sleep. It's for you to like, it actually helps change the chemistry in your body. Like you have to use this.
The more you know. I'm just going to tell you my scoop of the day is to take action. We can't force you, but I do highly encourage you to take action. Use one of the oils that is in this category to help you with this health challenge of exhaustion. And then if you want to learn more about Shinrin-Yoku, then go to that episode that we talk all about Shinrin-Yoku because it will blow your freaking mind. It's that great and it's worth, 45 minutes or less of your time to really understand on a deeper level and share this episode with a friend that you know that loves oils and wants to utilize them for their wellness. We freaking love you. We can't force you, but we can love you.
Okay, so my scoop is actually the look deeper questions with the exhaustion. I love these questions. So here they are. Okay, ready? Have I ignored the signals in my body? Or have I ignored the signals that my body has been sending, pushing past my limits instead of honoring them? So are you ignoring those signals? It's a good question. What story do I carry about work and my worth or being enough? Told you, I'm carrying a story about old Lawrence, whoever he might be, on my back and can't like sit still, right? You can't sit down. That's bad. Like, yeah. Am I trying to prove something or gain approval by doing more? Have I learned to equate rest with laziness, weakness, or guilt? I have this. My husband will tell you I don't nap. Like napping to me is like when like I've gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, I could take a Sunday nap. Like I don't nap. I don't nap. I
Yeah.
never take a nap ever because I do equate it with, and it's my own personal issues, right? Like we're talking Sarah's issues, not you can nap all you want. If you're a napper, nap, okay? I'm not a napper. I've always felt like it would be for me, I'd feel guilty if I was napping. Um, what would it take to allow true rest and recovery, not just physically, but emotionally? Ooh, that's a good one. Do I
Yeah,
believe,
this is a good one.
I know, do I believe I am worthy of receiving care even when I'm not producing, helping, or holding things together? Let me read that one more time.
Yeah.
You need to catch this one. Everyone needs to catch this one. Do I believe I'm worthy of receiving care even when I'm not producing, helping, or holding things together?
The ego gets really loud with this one, guys. Your ego wants to tell you you don't deserve it. No. Why? Uh-huh. Oh, these are
Yeah,
great.
great question. So use these questions, help them, like use them, journal them, see what you need.
Thanks for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed today's episode and are feeling inspired to dive in even deeper into the world of essential oils. Want exclusive offers, content, and recipes? Click on the newsletter link in the show notes today. Looking for even more wellness inspiration? Dive into our previous episodes and stay in the loop by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at the Essential Oil Scoop Podcast. Thanks for being a part of our essential oil family. And remember, hit the subscribe button to be notified every time we upload a brand new episode.